All right. I think we're up. I think our stream is up, and we are streaming now. Very good. Excellent. Okay, sorry about... I don't know if anybody's ever going to see my first attempt, but anyway. We are good to go. Let me just check one other thing real quick. Give me just 1 second here, guys. Okay. Thank you very much for your patience there. So, we are streaming. This is Vintage Story. This is the Rogue House server on Vintage Story 1.17.11. And the reason I wanted to stream today in particular, just get this, full stream here. I wanted to make sure that I documented this world as best I could before something happens. Now, it's not exactly clear when and how this is going to go down, but as some of you may know who are watching this stream, and probably some of you who watch it after the fact, frankly, this is a transitionary time for Vintage Story. We are on the verge of Vintage Story 1.18 releasing. There's a couple of release candidates out there right now, which is a sign that they're kind of in the post-experimental phase, and they're now in the cleanup and release phase of the update. In other words, we're days, if not maybe a couple weeks, probably days away from releasing that update. So what's going to happen is this server is we're going to get a new server. Now there's some talk, and I've personally spoken to one of the devs who says that they're going to transfer my little island, you know, to the new place. Now, chances are it'll not be nearly as integrated as this island is into this world. And frankly, it may be closer or farther away from spawn, who knows? Maybe have a different climate, who knows? So I just wanted to basically do a real quick visual tour of what we've built here, just in case we lose some things, especially in the periphery. I think it's pretty safe to say I'm going to keep most of my castle, but I think what's likely is I will lose everything off in the fields. I'll certainly lose my second house over here. You know, I'll lose all these paths that I've worked hard on, and all my lore sites, and I'm especially concerned about losing those lore sites. And so what I figured I'd do on today's stream is, especially with a focus on those lore locations, try to get as much documentation of this server as I can. I'm also really reluctant to build anything further on this server, because if I am going to lose anything that's not on my island, and frankly they might have already copied my island, I don't know the exact timeline, so I'm kind of reluctant to build anything too complicated because I might lose it. So this is kind of locked in a time capsule right now. So I will briefly tour what I've got going on here on the island, but then we're going to head off very quickly to the lore sites. And then I figured I'll post this to the Discord and people can enjoy it if they want. So this is a ship that I was working on. I will continue to work on it, theoretically, or I'll build a new one. It doesn't matter. It's not bad. It has a cargo hold, you know. You can come down here. It's 2 layers, two stories, as it were. I've built a ship in Terra Firmacraft before that was 3 stories. And this one is 2, unless you count this top as a 3rd story. And I guess you could. But it'll be like a 5-person ship, maybe 2 cabins. You know, maybe I'll put some cabins down underneath, and then this is the main hold. Maybe there'll be a little mess down here, I don't know, but we'll figure that out. But this is my little ship that I started to work on, and I'm really curious if I think in the future I'd like to build a lot more ships. At best, I guess you would characterize this as a carrack or a caravel, something like that. Probably more of a carrack, but I'm not a huge expert on that. And it's shaped a little awkwardly back here. I think I could have done better shaping on the hull, but whatever. I mean, it's very much still under construction, and you can definitely see it goes under the water there quite a ways, and I think it's actually a little too far into the water. I think I needed to like make it higher out of the water, maybe. I'm not sure. Something's a little off with it. But that's my ship so far, and I've started very beginnings of sails up there. but really not a whole lot going on with the sails. Now, over here is my rudimentary dock system. Just, you know, bricks with these small bricks accompanying it. It is brick, so it's not wooden, so it's very permanent, but it's pretty basic. And then along here we've got this like stone walkway thing that I've worked on, and it's just an intermixture of stone bricks and cobblestone. And it goes all the way along the outside of the castle on the ground floor level. We have a lot of cypress trees in the water. And then I will show the farm. I know I've showed this before, but let's show the farm. This is my terraced farm, one of the first things I built, and absolutely one of the favorite things I've ever built in Vintage Story. This farm is fantastic. It's all terra preta at this point. It, you know, started out as medium fertility soil, but now it's all terra preta. It's, or preta, I guess. Hold on. Preta. Terra preta, not prata. I don't know why I was saying prata. Anyway, it's really nice. It's got these waterfalls that start up here and go down. I could make it even more vertical probably, but it's already pretty vertical, and I love these little decorative elements in the corner here. It gets less decorative the further out you go, but kind of implies that there's a spring here, I guess. I've got a bunch of seeds in here. Got some emergency beehives here just in case I lose my main harvestable hives over there. My pumpkin patch here, I definitely need to expand that probably, and so forth. And then I just got a little bamboo forest over here. This was like a copper deposit early on that I found that I've left open just for nostalgia, I guess. And we've just got trees and forests that we've built over time over on this side of the island. Now, as we come back inward a little bit, we'll see our main animal pens. Now here's our main barn kind of thing with goats and pigs, your typical animals, and then chickens over here in this coop. And you know, it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. You know, it's functional, and frankly the animals are not why I play this game. I have them for utility purposes, but they're not like amazing. Here's my beehive system. So as you can see, these are populating and growing as we speak. Got berry bushes around the outside of my building. I'm not doing anything to protect them from raccoons, so I don't really care about them that much. Frankly, one of the things I do with my berry system is I harvest them and I put them to use as alcohol. Although, I will tell you that if I were to grab an average bottle of this alcohol, this is blackcurrant wine, it's 86% cured and it's fresh for 300 and some days, so it's still pretty good. But some of them have turned to vinegar, I think. Yeah, that's vinegar right there. I'm not sure what that was, but it is now vinegar. I've got whiskeys in here, I've got wines, and I have the feeling I'm going to have a lot of vinegar at some point because I just don't have the capacity to keep up with all this production. But I at least have a proof of concept, and we can maybe expand that out decoratively. At this point, food is not really a problem, because I'm in the late game. I have a little courtyard that I've built here. It's still under construction. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in terms of maybe putting some pillars in or whatever along there, but basically it's just a little spot where I figured we could have a little, maybe a window on this corridor, maybe not, that just has a little open space in the castle. And then we have the actual orchard here. Now the orchard might get moved, but it's basically using berry bushes to surround fruit trees is essentially the basic layout. They're all structured pretty well. And these trees are dormant still for some reason. Anyway. And then I have my cypress, my greenspire cypress patch, which is one of my favorite things that I like to work on, is farming cypress seeds. You can see there I just killed one tree, but I got 2 seeds out of it. And that's the kind of thing that we like to do. And anyway, so that's that. Here is my teleportation system. And I've got a teleportation rune beacon here that links to this runestone. So if I'm out in the field, I can easily get back very quickly. We'll probably use that. on today's episode. This does also serve as a hourglass slash celestial calendar. As you can see, it's April 19th there, and I have marked out that the equinox, the sun rises exactly there, relative to the middle pole, that on the winter solstice, the sun will rise there, basically, within a degree or two, margin of error. And so you can make the same assumption then as well, that this is more or less where the summer solstice sun rises. And so we've got that kind of way of keeping track of time. I was planning on making this a big chalk tower, basically, big white, alabaster tower, but that's a project for another day. Now I'll come to the castle in just a minute. Let me finish. I've got these walkways that go to this bridge. We'll get to the bridge in a minute. And I've got this little house here. And I made this little house as a safety place for during nights of drifter temporal storms. But the truth is that I hardly ever go in there anymore, so now it's just kind of an anachronistic, ruin almost. I should maybe even think about converting it into lore. But anyway, more trees over here, nothing too exciting. A lot of cattails. I hope all the cattails get transferred along with my island, but we'll see. Anyway, let's take a look inside the castle real quick before we go off into the wilderness. So here's our castle so far. It is started out as a granite structure, and I then built claystone upon it as my primary building source. Now this initial room here has several functions. It has the bedroom, bookcases, it has my kitchen, which is probably its main function, and it has my automatic mixing bowl and my quern, which is food related. Now this does connect to the alcohol room and this ante room that I'm not sure what that is. And then I've got this walkway along here. This is my chiseled marble walkway, which I'm very proud of. And I did this all manually, but I think I'm obviously still working on the upper levels a bit. I'm not sure what I'm going to do up there, but still working on that. And then there is, so that's it for this level. Now, this is a little hole that I've made that goes down to my primary basement. By the way, there's armor everywhere, but it's just random. It's not really organized. This is my basement storage system. Now, this is not automated or any fancy thing. It barely even has labels as such, but it has I'm increasing my use of labels on boxes and things, and as you can see, that works pretty well for those kinds of common objects. But I've got a lot of weird or objects that it doesn't make sense to store in these things. I also have a legitimate rabbit trapped in this little crate, which I love. And then this is our little clay area. I've got a cellar that has food in it, but the food is not long. Some of it is not long for this world. In fact, I'd be surprised if I'm sure there's going to be some rot down here. Every year I harvest, new, oh wow. Grab all that rot out of there. I harvest new fruits and berries and everything, and a lot of it just never gets used before it rots. I try to make my food into long-lasting things, but time used to pass very quickly on this server, and now not as much, but still, it doesn't pass quickly now because nobody's on the server, because we're all waiting for the upgrade. But I figured I'd get on and show you this now. Leather armor stack there, again, not important. Stone area, this is like my masonry workshop, I guess. And then back here I have a little secret passage that goes over to my wolf den. These are all my pet wolves, and they're all contained down there. I did have cats on the main floor near my bed as well. In addition to that, I will very briefly show you down here. This is my charcoal room right here. That's where I make my charcoal. Used to make it outside, now I make it down here. And this goes down further to some mining areas, and there's actually an iron mine down there, but I'm not going to get into that now. It doesn't matter. I found that way after I built the castle, the iron mine. So it's kind of crazy that I ended up in a place with an iron mine, but you know, can't complain. Alright, so that's the underground storage. You know, I've got all these different categories of boxes with all my stuff in them, etc. And if I come up here is my forge. So we've got a lot of ingots just laying around. I need to like make an ingot holding section. Here's my coke furnace with it's all loaded up with brown coal ready to convert. Here's my blast furnace. This does connect to a balcony here and a system of passages that go that way and this way. This passage just comes around to my blast furnace. Got shelves with crystals on them. I've been working on shingles, so I just have them laying around, but this is a smelting area, and I'll probably move that at some point, but that's what it is now. This is the actual forge up here. It has connection to this health hammer that's toggleable. Go ahead and have a bite to eat real quick. I've got my forges. I've got my what is this thing called? Blast furnace. There is access to the blast furnace up here because you have to replace bricks when they break. So you can get up on this ladder, go up all the way around on the outside. You can access it underneath as well. And one of my favorite little things that I built is this little carved chimney here that basically just adds a block so you don't fall into the blast furnace, but it also acts as a little chimney kind of thing. And it looks really cool, I think. And then this goes up onto the roof, and we'll come up to the roof in a minute. So that's that. Let me just show you this real quick as well. This ladder comes up here, and we'll explore more up here in a minute as well. This is the second way to get up to the roof. This is the crushing system, the pulverizer. And we just put things in, you know, in these things, and then they get shot out into this chest here. For example, I can put a coal in there. Go ahead and engage that. It's going a little slow today. There's not much wind, but that's okay. It still works pretty well. So as you can see, my entire mechanical power system is on a single vertical axis that goes up there. We'll look at the windmill in just a minute, but you can see how that works. Now, I'm very pleased with the efficiency of that build. Now, the forge has this big doorway here that will eventually be decked out, and frankly, I'm going to probably make a wall the forge off and make some other more, like a hall of armor or something, I'm not sure. But then this opens up into our main throne room, which faces west. And I've been working on chiseling out a stained glass window here, but it is slow going, and I need more blue glass. So we're a little bit behind. Here's that chamber, or the corridor earlier that comes out from behind the coke ovens. And I'm working on the roof up there as well. Alright. And these beautiful windows. They do face north, but they look cool. This leads over to my main tower right now, as does this. So in other words, you can either go this way or this way to get to the tower. Now this staircase comes up from my marble pillar area on the outside near my alcohol room and near my courtyard thing. And again, this is the main throne room now. Got some musical instruments here. Got two sets of silver armor, which I love. And I'm working on chiseling out a marble throne, so we're still working on that. And then going over to the tower now, there's this little room in between. It's basically a guard barracks. The tower itself, which only is slightly functional. It goes up to a second level, which has this room that's on top of the barracks I just showed you. And then it goes up to this level, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I definitely want it to go much taller. But that's where we're at so far with the tower. Alright. And so if I were to go over here now, the third way to get up to the roof is this big staircase. Now the roof does connect a little bit to the the throne room and the tower, but I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it. It also has the windmill up on it. This I'm still very much working on. I'm very dissatisfied with this shingle thing so far. I don't think this vertical shingle approach works very well. So I'm like thinking about how am I going to redo some of this. I might just make it less vertical, but we'll see. But it does cover right above the throne right here. And then additionally, sticking with the blue shingle theme, we've got our windmill tower. Oh shoot. Okay, that does happen up there sometimes. It's very unsafe right now. I will say that I am working on a marble statue as well. It's very bad so far, but we're working on it. Okay, so this is the windmill tower. You can see in here, just a regular tower with a windmill in it. It's got two windmills actually, one on each side, with a central post where it gets powered, and powers all my mechanical power stuff through this tower. Here's what it looks like from the outside, and I think it looks kind of Dutch. I think it looks like a Dutch windmill. I wasn't trying to make it look Dutch, but I think it does. And I'm very satisfied with the roofing of this tower. I also have this beautiful brass block here that I've talked about in the past that I love, that being the sort of metallic block up here. I could do gold. Gold is expensive. Okay. So that's basically it for my castle. I mean, there's more little things. I could show you more about the containers, or here's my cats, for example, my calendar, beds. But let's move on, because that's pretty much the main thing I wanted to show about that. I've also got these little lamp posts that I kind of like, made of andesite for some reason. Alright, so if we go over to the bridge, first of all, I've made some little cypress planters. I'm pissed off that this one didn't grow evenly though, so I need to like redo some of those until they become the right height. So let's start by going north for our lore, and then we'll go south. The south is going to take a little bit longer because we're going to have to go quite a distance. Going north, our first lore location north of our base is right here. This is just a sign marking the formation of the Reese Phoenix Highway, which was established by the Kingdom of Elastria, which is the kingdom that my island is on. And 23 years after the Doom, which is the Rotting, is the lore that I've made up here. So this highway is just a very important path. Now this turns off and goes to my primary trade dude, who's right here. So this turns left and goes over to him, and it goes forward this way. And then we go up here, and we'll meet our second lore location. This is Fort Exchalinar. It predates King Istus I's consolidation of the Zuplae Empire. He consolidated power after about 100 years before the Doom, when it was destroyed during the Dastrian conquest. So, according to my lore, there was like an ancient people, and then there was the emergence of the Zuplai people, followed by the Dastrian Empire conquest about 96 years before Doom. So for almost 100 years, the Dastrian Empire ruled this area. They destroyed this fort, though, when they came in 100 years before the Doom. But here's what's left of it. A once proud landmark. Now just a few random shale blocks in the middle of nowhere. Very sad. Okay. So that's 1, 2. I will do this one later. That is Cranius Bay, where the Dastrian Expeditionary Force landed. I guess I should do that one and this one, and then we'll go over here and then we'll catch these on the way back. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Just trying to see if there's any more up here. I don't think I've done too much up north. The lore locations are marked by these little pots like that. So I'm gonna go. Oh. Yeah, this kind of fits in with the lore of that ruin. Anyway, I'm gonna go over here on my road, and it just kind of goes off over here to the coast. Okay, and then 1 second. I just gotta check one thing. All right. So then you go over here, and this is the end of where I was building my road. But if you were to continue going on this way, there's a few. Oh, I'm under a tornado warning. Wow, I better check the radar. Hope you all don't mind. I don't know. I know some of the people on the server are from Europe, and tornadoes are somewhat uncommon for most of Europe. I live in the middle of the country in America, the United States of America, and yeah, it's a bit more volatile here. I live in this state here, and we're gonna take a look at the old radar. What a fun stream. We're doing weather with Joseph. That's fun. Why is that not coming up on the screen? Well, it's coming up on my screen. It's just delayed on the YouTube. Okay, that's fine. It's because I'm delayed on the YouTube stream. Is just a delay. Okay. Anyway, get rid of the ads. Weird. Yeah, I live right here, and this is right on top of me, allegedly. Although it's not. It's clearly not. It's not raining that hard on top of me. This just went by me. I think this system went right by me. But then there's another system right here. So I don't know where the tornado allegedly is, but it's could be over here, could be over here, I don't know. I should probably keep my eyes open for that. But anyway, I'm gonna assume it's okay until this one gets here anyway. Let me just yeah, so that one already hit me. You know, like 10, 15, 20 minutes ago, right as I started the stream, really. And then going forward, I think I'm in the clear, so I think I should be okay. Alright, sorry about that. Now, going back to this. Although if the internet suddenly disconnects, you'll know why. I've been sucked up in a tornado. By the way, this site here, very, very close to my base, was first investigated by some other player. A very rare example of other player activity near my area. Oh shoot! I just realized I didn't bring any food with me. That's okay. We'll rough it. We'll get berries. I haven't had to get berries for a while. Okay. Just keep my eyes open for more berries. But anyway, you can come over here, and I'm gonna make a little bridge going across here. Well, I was. I'm not sure that I am now. I do like adapting to my landscape, though, so it'll be fun to see the new server wherever I get my castle placed. It'll be interesting. Wonder if I'll have any control over that. I'm also, like, tempted to grab this woad Woad is like the primary source of the blue dye that's so important for my culture, for the Alastrians. It's also very historically important for the Celtic peoples, hence the name Woad Raider. Alright. Anyway, the reason I came over here wasn't to collect woad, it was to show you— ooh, boy. Oh god, oh god. Wow. Well, as you can see, I haven't really explored this area. I often mark caves, but, and I hope— sorry if you can hear the news that I have on in the background. The former president of my country was indicted today, or arraigned in court today, I should say. And I'll leave the comments about that where they lie. Okay, so trying to get out of this hole real quick. Alright, let me just make a few more ladders up because I just used a bunch. Alright. So, I wanted to come up here and show you this real quick. I don't have a lore location up here, but I do have two very important sites to my peoples. And they are— I've kind of borrowed some nomenclature from one of my favorite video games growing up, The Secret of Mana. And I've called them Gaia's Navel and Gaia's Amphitheater, because they are just so massive and beautiful. And I will show you both of them. Okay. So, right up here on the left is Gaia's Amphitheater, and you'll see why we call it that in just a moment. I'm going to miss not being located near Gaia's Amphitheater, I will say that. Okay, Gaia's Amphitheater is this. So, the thinking was, when I first discovered this, that it is a beautiful natural land formation that vaguely resembles an amphitheater. You know, you can imagine having a concert with like seating along here or something, I don't know. So I found this, I thought, oh, how beautiful. Amphitheater, it's all kind of enclosed, it's beautiful. But then, I was like, well, let's keep exploring these interesting mountains. And I found an even more grandiose site that I named Gaia's Navel after the Secret of Mana location. And that is over here, actually. So it's this one. Alright, so we're going to go over to that. And you know, this is a pretty cool mountain system in general anyway, and also it's got bauxite, the orange rock, which is pretty cool. Very useful. You need that to progress. But I will say that that is that. And also I do have a mark, the intestines. Okay, that's— I named a cave system the intestines because they were shaped like guts. They were shaped like intertwining tubes that resemble the human intestines, I guess. Oh, but I was gonna say, this is Mount Redwood, yeah. I'm not sure why I call it Mount Redwood. Did I put a redwood tree up there, or did I— there's no— I don't think there is redwood trees. There are redwood trees up there. I think I just named it that. This is Gaia's Navel. This opening right here. This is a gigantic enclosed opening in the earth. And it's humongous. You don't see that very often. I guess I'll show you the intestines real quick. The intestines cave system. You know, kind of goes in line with the nomenclature of a navel and intestines. Where is— how do I get down there? Let's see. Probably— is it this? Yeah. I think this is it. Okay, well, whatever. This is the intestines. It just feels like a never-ending, extremely complicated cave system that resembles the human intestines, I guess. Alright, so with that, let's move on to the next lore location. Although I do like exploring caves. And I probably need to come back and explore this one more thoroughly, but let's head towards the sunlight. Okay, so that is Gaia's area and the intestines. Next, we're going to go over to this little isthmus here. And this trader in particular is a good place to aim for. This is is this a luxuries trader or the furniture trader? I can never remember, but I guess we'll see real quick. Okay, so here is the trader on the isthmus. And I do like this trader. I just don't remember what he does. He's a luxuries trader. That's why I like him. Luxury traders are awesome. I could be buying an ornate tunic, or a silver falx, or a ornate silver arrow, or yellow glass, ornate gold arrow. Wow. All these very interesting things, including an echo chamber that I could really use. So I'm reluctant to buy it now. And a forlorn hope gear as well. And I can sell paintings and some clothes and stuff. Anyway, good person to come and get an echo chamber from. I'm at that point in the game where I need to do that. But let's go to the next lore location. It's right over here. Actually, okay, no berries. Getting very hungry again. We may have to make a diversionary trip to my base to get some food. Because I'm stupid and I didn't bring any. So I've had iron mines and things in this area for a long time. But I have a very specific lore location right here. And I'll read it. Even before the arrival of the Dastrian Empire, Petty King Istus I had found and begun to craft iron tools and weapons. This led to localized warfare between several groups, of which Istus I emerged as the most powerful. Even so, the underground was home not only to his precious metal, but also to the loathsome locusts, which would be lured by miners to the surface. And we have a dead locust right here. So, basically the lore is that the Zuplai peoples discovered or pioneered ironworking, and, and Istus became the most powerful local leader who formed the Zuplai Empire, whatever you want to call it, kingdom, before the Dastrian conquest. Alright, so that is that one. Let's go. Alright, I guess we'll go down to Cranius Bay now, and then we'll head over to back home to get food. Oh God! Watch me die on this sightseeing tour. It'll be funny. I don't remember there being this sandstone cobblestone here. I mean, I've clearly already explored it. I just didn't remember it being sandstone. But anyway, yeah, those carrots will get me a long way. So if I keep going this way, there's a bear. I do have that husbandry animal detection radius perk from X skills, so he shouldn't see me down here. I should be okay. A blessing to be able to see a bear ahead of time, though, truly. Alright, and here's some more berries. And as you can see, I haven't, completely exploited the land for all, any nearby berry or flower or whatever. I've tried to leave things intact, but now that I know that the server is going to be going soon, I figured it couldn't hurt to at least grab the woad. Alright. And we are coming up on Cranius Bay. Cranius Bay is, according to my lore system, the place where the Dastrans launched and landed an expeditionary force at a certain point in time. Let's see what the lore location marker says. And it's just right over here. Grab this woad. Okay. Here it is. This was my very first lore location that I ever made on a whim. Cranius Bay. This location was used as a supply camp by the Dastran Empire's Expeditionary Corps, led by Sir Decimus Triarius. And that's basically it. Alright, so that's pretty much a lot of the local lore. Let's just grab these real quick and then we'll be done with the woad for now. Okay, so let's just take a look here. So I've covered these and this one. Got some in the south. I've got a few of it. I got one there, and then I think I've got some down this way. So I've got the south and then I've got the southeast. Let's do the south first. I guess let's just go home first and get some food. Okay, so we're back home. And I'm just going to drop off a couple things real quick and grab a stack of, you know, salted beef or whatever. Let's just grab that and that. I like using up, so like I know it's like tempting to like build up your food stocks as much as possible. I kind of go in waves. I like to build it up for a while and then I like to use it up as much as possible. When we've got our blue leather that just turned out there, I see. That's nice. Go ahead and seal up this rot. Okay, so with that, we can go ahead and head south now. So we have a... I could get in the sailboat. It would save me a little bit of time initially, but I don't think overall it would be that much of a help. And so I'm just going to swim for it. Now, I have this island directly to the south of my island, right here. And we're going to swim right over to that island first. And it's nice. On a good day, you can see to the island, no problem from my island. It's nice. Plenty of fish in this water as well. And I've definitely done some digging in this island, and I found some interesting things as well. It's actually, I found there's a salt deposit under my base, but I only found it by digging under this island and then digging a tunnel to my base. So it actually paid off really, really well. Okay, so here we are on the island. I don't really have a name for this island, I don't think, and I haven't put any lore location. It's as if the ancient peoples never spent a lot of time on this island, but it's pretty big, actually. It's actually slightly bigger than my island. And we're going to go down here. There's an island here that I call Hare Island, but then we're going to go down directly to a lore location. And by the way, if it gets too late in the day, I will probably teleport home and sleep rather than start the southeast trek of my lore before that. Now, if you're still watching at this point, you know, God bless you. You're really dedicated. frankly, I don't think that many people are going to watch this video all the way through, because a lot of it's me traveling randomly through my vintage story world just to see some things that I built. I'm not even showing off what other people built. I should do one showing off what other people built, because people have built some amazing things. But this one's all about my lore locations, and I'm not building any more lore locations, and I just want to document what they all say, just so I have a record of it. Okay, here's Hare Island, I think. Nope, it's not. This is a different island. Hare Island is over there, I think, with that tree on it. Alright. So here is the next location right up here, I think. Yep. And this one is, I'm still like actually building, as it were. It's not done, but the rudimentary shape to it is done. And we'll just read what it says. Okay, here we go. The ancients had dug a rudimentary system of portages, but it was Istus II who truly opened the canals in a series of great earthwork projects. Ironically, it was the canal projects that allowed the seagoing Dastrians to arrive in numbers, ushering in the fall of Istus's Zuplai kingdom. So, the lore explanation for the ability of the Dastrians to conquer the Zuplai are these series of portages that I'm clearly still building right through here. And so this is just one of them, but you can see on the map it actually connects this large body of water to this large body of water, and so it's kind of cool. It's a big deal from a seafaring standpoint anyway. Okay, so let's go over and check this out. And this. I'll go south first. And I don't even think it's worth documenting. I mean, my normal routine would be to document this, like so. But at this point, with the server restarting relatively soon, I just don't think that's a good use of my time, generally speaking. Okay, so we're getting quite a bit further south now. By the way, if I had the ability to just fly to these locations, I absolutely would. There is a glider in the next, in fact, I'm not sure if it's on there now, but in 1.18 there is a glider you can build. And I'm very much looking forward to that, assuming that they allow people to have access to that. It's a it's something you have to like get a schematic from a thing for, you know, from the location of the Resonance Archive, which is the dungeon, the new dungeon they've built for the game. Okay, where the hell are we? We're here. Okay, we need to go more to the right and down. Okay. So yeah, if we had the glider, we could easily get to these locations, but we do not. So we're gonna have to walk. But I'll try to be as thoughtful as possible on my walk. And again, not really expecting a ton of people to watch this all the way through. It's more of a documentary of what happened on the server rather than an entertaining video for people to really get excited about. I like this location because there's a couple big ruins. This would have been a good place for somebody to build a base. Okay, and then this is the place where we have the lore location. Okay. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Got some berries here. We're doing okay. Where the hell am I? Okay, we're still on track. You know, I remember coming to these locations quite a long time ago, but it's been a while since I've been over here, so I don't remember all the details. Also a chert biome, which chert is very, very pretty in this game. Unlike Terra Firmacraft. Alright. So we're coming up on something that's very interesting. I think you will agree. Cherry tree. No, just kidding. It should be right over here. Okay. And finally, we've arrived. This is an interesting lore location. I don't know how this spawns or what, if it's part of the spawning algorithm or what. It must be. Lore location. Like many tombs, cairns, and other ruins, scholars assume this mysterious site predates the Zooplai's settling of the area, may have been built by ancient people called Yobrora, the Yobrora people. And it is very interesting, I will say that. Okay, so there's that one. Now we're going to go up to this one. That'll take just a minute. That's okay. I will say that pretty much nobody settled here. There are very few traces of anybody building anything over here other than me. It's 3,000 off of ground zero, so you know, makes sense. But it's always nice to know how big the world can be and how you can still find virgin land to settle, you know? Although I did find some evidence that people were down here. I will say that. Okay. And these lore locations are a bit separated out. So, again, I apologize if you're looking for an enthralling video. This isn't that. This is my documentation of my kingdom video. We are going to have to cross this water, I think. Yep. We'll just go here. I like that we have rowboats in this game, the mod. I wish the game itself had more options for water travel. Frankly, I think that's something that could be improved upon with the game, is a little bit more just, I don't know, access to progression and technology later. Right now, you get up to steel working and alcohol making and things like that, and you're basically at the pinnacle of technology, so I wish it went just a little bit further, but I don't know how they would do that realistically. I guess more playing into more of the steampunk thing, which is very much consistent with the Resonance archives. But they could easily play into steampunk by making steamship blocks or something. I don't really know exactly, but something like that. Okay. Back on land, I'm a little bit worried about bears in the forest here. Okay. And again, I'm not sure this matters, but I'll put the copper there. By the way, here's some of my closest neighbors are just right here. This is Ravencaller. This is Eldoran Fox. I thought about building my base here early on, but I didn't. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I think the game does a good job overall leaning into its lore. And I would say probably better than Minecraft does into its lore. It's certainly better than Terraformacraft, which has no lore. I like the lore in this game. I think it's believable. I think it's semi-realistic for a game like this. So I do like it overall. It is about sunset too. So once we get to this next one, we'll leave it there. Okay. We're very close now. Here's sunrise, or sunset, I mean. Go ahead and grab that berry. Okay, here we go. And we'll grab these berries real quick, but then we'll go over here. Here marks the site of the notable Dastrum Empire. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Empire shipwreck of the trade ship called Mevestra in 23 years before the Doom. And there's absolutely no context for that whatsoever. Alright. Well, I could have sworn... I think I have another lore location that has a shipwreck. Oh, and by the way, I do have a... I have another building somewhere. Here, here. I built a little cabin on this giant mountain here that I really like. But I was thinking about living there, but then it didn't work out. So I'm lucky that didn't work out because I like my island so much. But anyway, let's go ahead and head back home now. Okay. And we'll go ahead and sleep. It's still not anywhere close to the longest days of the year. It's not bad. It's way past the equinox, but it's not close to the solstice yet. Let me just eat these real quick. Alright. So let's just sleep real quick. Alright, and this should take us to, I'm guessing 3 o'clock in the morning, so it'll be still dark out. But we'll see. Oh, 4 o'clock in the morning, that's good, perfect. So it'll be starting to become light out, but it's still dark. I think I'm good on food, okay. So now, oh, and we got a level 1 survival. Nice. That's always great. Survival is a great one. So I did cat eyes. Oh wait, no, I did luminiferous. Do not lose the items in your inventory of the strong back ability. Okay. What is this? Health generation and sunlight. Luminiferous seems like the best one there, but cat eyes. Does that? I might have to unlearn one of those, but I think I'll do luminiferous where I light up in the darkness a little bit more. Okay. Now let's go ahead and go to the next one. So the next thing that we're going to look at in today's thing is I'm going to go and do as many of these as I can. I think we'll have to start here. Come down here. And that is the last one, Galaxtria. And that one takes a while to get to, but we'll try to get there. We'll try to get there in record time. And then there's that one too. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. We're going to go to our house here. We're going to go down here. Down here. Well, actually, we'll go down here. Then to here. Then down here. Yes. That'll be good. Okay. This will be fun. I don't remember some of these, so I'll be learning as well. This is Loch Holland, and this is Loch Jate. Okay. So this is a fun journey that is so typical of this game. It is wilderness, travel, survival. Alright, so this road actually gets us a decent amount of the way forward. There's a fox. Sunrise right there, right where I said it would be. This road makes travel a lot easier and more direct and fast. And it's nice. That road, by the way, leads up to Cranius Bay, which we looked at earlier in this. And this continues right through this shale desert. And this is about as far as I got with the road. But that is a huge help. That saves me a lot of time and energy. A lot of wildlife in the spring. The spring always brings out, you know, some fun creatures and things. I also have to be careful for bears in the woods here, but it'll be fine. Let me just make sure that I'm... Oh. I always forget exactly the most efficient way to get to this north side of Loch Holland here. I guess if I just beeline it, I'll be fine. Speaking of beeline, I found a my cats I found in this little cave originally. So I've marked that on the map, and I built a little system for me to hang out and cook food while I was waiting to tame them. And then I planted a small garden here that's clearly grown over, but... So that's a little survival point, survival shelter. And as I recall, I may have done something similar over here. I think I was starving in the middle of winter once, and I built a campfire right here? No. Right around here somewhere. What is that? Cat. So I found another cat there, I guess. Okay. I wonder if he's still around. No, anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's focus. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to Loch Holland, which is a weird combination of, well, I guess it's kind of a French-sounding name, but Loch Holland would be how you'd pronounce it if it was French. And this will go... This lake is very important. It's sort of the formational geographical feature other than my island that I think I've wandered around the most. Here it is. And so this lake is big, and I was looking for iron over here for the longest time, and I never did find it. But I started a second base over here. That's a little bit overly dramatic. It's not really a base. It's a little cabin. If I were to preserve a second area, though, I suppose it would be this. Maybe. Also, a lot of my castle's claystone comes from a quarry right up here. You can't miss it on the map. There's giant chunks of square quarry missing here. I think my cat is throwing up. Anyway, so here is... Where is that quarry? It's right up here somewhere. I've got... Oh, yeah, overshot. Okay, here we go. Quarry is right on this hillside. Which is always a good thing when you're doing a quarry, to have it on a hillside. And I've gotten quite a bit of my claystone for my castle from down here. Now... Here is my cabin that I mentioned earlier. This is a very bare bones cabin. It does have a cute little thatched roof. Joseph's Hillside Cabin. Feel free to stay. Use consumables. Please leave fixtures, tools for others. That is a polite thing to do. And I've got some very basic supplies here. Nothing too dramatic. I'm trying to think if there's anything really cool that I've got some copper stuff laying around just to have. Honey, interesting. Is there a lantern in? No, it's just the oil lamps. Tons of blueberries out here. Little charcoal pit somewhere, I think. And then, although I didn't know this at the time when I first built here, there's this quartz mine back here that actually has silver in it. And I've got most of it, but I think there's still maybe a little bit left. Yeah, totally. So there's a silver mine in the back. Very lovely. I will also say this area is really cool because if we were to make a detour over here, which I'm very tempted to do, I have Pirate's Cave and a giant phallic mountain. Let me just show those off real quick since I'm in the neighborhood. It's only 7 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, this is a very interesting area from a world gen standpoint. Yeah, for some reason this woods gives way around here to probably the biggest mountain range near my house. And although these mountains are somewhat boring right here, they get very interesting very quickly. So just head over to where it gets really interesting. All right. This looks like a meteoric iron deposit. It's not. Okay. So here we are in the interesting area that I wanted to show. This is the the edge of this mountain range that I mentioned, and we have some very interesting formations going on over here. And let's take a look. Alright. We're close now, I think. Where are we? Okay, yeah. Interesting. Oh, wow, we've got a windstorm. Well, that'll make it hard to see. Well, that's okay. I guess we'll at least be able to see Pirate's Cave. We may not be able to see the phallic mountain that I have labeled. But Pirate's Cave is interesting enough as it is that it's worth it. There's a giant mountain here. It's very fun, but let's go over to Pirate's Cave here. Here's Pirate's Cave. This is so hard to see, but you can see these waterfalls coming down and this ginormous cave back here with a waterway that goes all the way through. Hopefully that sand clears out a bit. Oh yeah, here we go. We can now see... Well, that mountain isn't nearly as interesting from this angle, but anyway. That's Pirate's Cave. I don't know. I thought it was fun. Now let's go down to the next interesting site. Okay, so let's... I guess I'll go to this one. That's the next one. Hopefully we can get out of the sandstorm real quick. It's a little bit, you know, harder to navigate with it. Alright, here we go. Okay, here we go. Now we're coming through this forest. Sorry, I checked out. Like, I zone out sometimes when I'm just traveling. Oh, man, I wish I could, like, edit a live stream, but I don't think I really can. I could, maybe, if I uploaded, but whatever. Anyway, as you can see, the grass just got greener, literally, because the weather changes right around here into a subtropical environment, roughly. But you can see where we got some of the bald cypress logs from this kind of biome, and the redwood forest is here as well, so that's important to keep in mind. Now, where are we? Okay, we are on this side of Lake Holland. I see. Okay. Yeah, this is the redwood forest, the small redwood forest in my area. So I'm gonna go this way. I'm hungry. Not my character, I'm personally, my human self, I'm hungry. Okay, and here's apparently the remains of a redwood that I felled and didn't collect. God, that's so wasteful. Already marked that. I guess I'll just take all this wood and go with it on my way. I wouldn't mind. Actually, I'd much rather have a redwood seed than the wood itself, but that's fine. It actually is bananas to me that this is just sitting here uncollected. I don't remember leaving it uncollected, harvested redwood. I wonder if it could have been somebody else, not me. All right. Oh, no, never mind. I thought I saw a redwood seed. That would have made me happy because I could use a couple more of those. But you know, not surprised that it didn't damage me. I could use a few more of those, but I don't think. Yeah, we did not get one. All right. So coming down here. Okay, so we're very close now to the next lore location. I know it's been a while. I've been getting distracted with other interesting sites, but it should be right over here. Yeah. Okay, I think I know where we're at. Okay, so heading down here. Okay, so here we go. Now, this lore location is meaningful to me because it often seems that my island is infested with greenspire cypress trees, and it is, because I love them, and they're rare in this game. But here we go. This is the lore location right here. Prized for their beauty, cypress greenspires, that's a weird way to phrase that, were almost completely chopped to the point of extinction in the wild by the Dastrians. Successful restoration efforts are currently underway after the Elastrians emerged after the Great Rotting and began settling the former Dastrian lands. So basically, the Dastrian Empire overharvested the greenspire cypress trees, and my empire, the Elastrians, are putting some back into the world. And actually, if I go up here, there's gazelles down there. We love those fun, you know, semi-arid animals like gazelles. But here is a greenspire cypress tree right here. Ooh, ouch. That one hurt. I've definitely been over here looking for lapis. I never did find any, but I want some for dyeing, I think. But anyway, here's a greenspire cypress. Not a lot of these hanging around, but I think I might have planted a few more. But for now, I think what I'm going to do, I'll continue my work on the restoration efforts. Ooh, we got quite a few seeds there. Alright. So we can plant 4 more, so let's just do a couple more here and there. Maybe a little closer to that sign, So the lore makes more sense. I don't know why I'm doing this. This world is going to be gone in a few, in a matter of days. But I guess I can't help it. Okay, and how about one right close to the coast? Alright, there we go. This is where I first found green spire cypress trees, so I figured a lore location marking that would be a worthwhile thing. Now, the next one is this one. So we'll head down there. By the way, I don't really typically carry ranged weapons with me. I could, but I just hardly ever use them in this server, especially because they use the mod that makes it hard to aim and fire rapid fire ranged weapons. We'll see to what extent that continues going forward. Some cacti, termite nests. Ooh, what is this? Is this amaranth? I think that's just amaranth. Or cassava? Yeah, it's cassava, sorry. It looked interesting for a second until I realized it was just a crop that had grown. Alright, so this is definitely the sort of Serengeti biome that's kind of one of the warmer biomes. What? I think I was just checking for meteoric iron. Ooh, quartz. See, sometimes these quartz markers indicate silver as well. It's very weird. This game puts silver in with its quartz deposits as well as gold. And I'm not entirely sure that's how it works in real life, but whatever, you know. I don't see any evidence of silver. I will indicate the quartz. Alright, so let's head due east. There's a cave that's got a ladder in it that I don't have marked on my map. I don't have this marked on my map either. Look at all that firewood. That's somebody else that did that. Commodities trader. Okay, cool. And that didn't update on my map either. It's weird. Did I turn that off? Okay, so I'll put that on the map. Alright. Anyway. Alright, we're gonna head over here now. Did I put this here? I could have. It could have been me. I may just not remember. But if we go over here, this says, here's my next lore location. In 90 years before the Doom, the Dastra Empire erected a town called Battlemed here. It was so named in honor of the Battle of Battlemed Island, which had been fought 6 years earlier on the eponymous nearby island. So this is just a Dastran ruin that exists in this area. And this is cool too. This is a weird plain stone thing. Okay, so I need to go here, and then I'll go up there. Alright, so we'll just swim over here. I think those signs might be the lore location. I think that's it. And there's a cypress tree there too, a green spire. I'm not sure if that's natural or not. I think it must be natural, like not something that somebody planted. So if I were like just coming here for the first time, exploring the land, and I didn't have that resource, I could get it there. Although if you get it before you skill up your plant harvesting skill, it's always a bit dicey that you're going to get enough seeds. Okay, here is Battlemed Island. A brave band of Zuplaye knights fought to hold a makeshift outpost here during the reign of Istus II. The legendary knight Sextus, loyal servant and right hand of the king, was among those slain. This foretold the end of the Zuplaye rule in favor of Dastran conquest. So we've got a battle that happened here. Very cool. Some remnants of the battle. Alright, then what I have to do is go up here, and then we just gotta hightail it down to there. But I guess I'll do that in the area of the map that I haven't explored yet. But let's go up here first. Okay, so in order to get to this one... Oh, Terra Prata. I don't need Terra Prata, but I hate to leave it behind. It's so valuable. Let's go ahead and grab some of this. My experience is they spawn in approximately anything... I put the over-under at 26 blocks a pop, but in this server it seems like they spawn in bigger clusters, so it could be something about the server, or it could just be I'm lucky. 37 is a really damn good haul. Well, whatever. I think that's it. So 37 blocks there, pretty cool. I got some copper. Again, not useful to document this necessarily, but... Alright, and we do have amaranth and stuff growing here as well. Is that a redwood? Oh wow, there's a redwood here too. Normally I'd mark that on the map, but again, well, I think just the... Well, there's one there too, so anyway, I'm not going to mark these. Okay. I got a little ways to go to get to the next one, and then the one after that it's going to take forever to get to, but it'll be worth it. The last one on the map is my favorite. And it's probably the farthest away from my base. And I simply do not remember this one. Okay. I'm just gonna go across here. Yeah, it looks like the storm system has arrived finally into my real life area. So I'll have to keep my eyes on that. I think I hear hail happening, which is not good. My car's subject to getting dented. Okay, here we go. This is a fun... I remember this one now. This is a little city. A little ruined city area. With the gorillas in the background there. Okay, here we go. One second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I had an issue with the hail. I forgot to close some windows and things. Okay, so Elendritia, you probably read this. Prosperous Dacian port town prior to the Great Rotting. Then this unfortunate settlement was overtaken by locusts in numbers never before seen, I should say. As you can see, some locust corpses. Fun times. Very beautiful ruin. Would be a very nice place to live or dig or explore, build a base. That's pretty much it though. Ooh. An owl chest. I love these things. How did somebody leave that behind? Looks like somebody got like the bony soil out of there and left that treasure box in there. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna head south this way basically, and we're going to see, people put these kinds of markers when they think there's ore, you know, and so I'm like curious if there's like an obvious ore down here. It doesn't look like it. Okay, well. Anyway, sorry, let's head south to the last map marker now. You do get some very interesting, you know, foliage, some different animals, some different crops, etc. And you get the different trees. This is oak still, but, you know, I got my purple heart and ebony and everything from down here, generally. But I think this is more or less areas that I haven't really explored. What is it? That's the try location? Okay, right. So we've definitely explored all of these places before. I remember that one. But I'm going to try to come at it from more of this angle so I get more of the map opened up. So we'll go ahead and continue down this way. Alright. We're still in shale, which is the same biome that my island is. And it just strikes me as odd that there's so much of the shale over here. Also, to be a completionist in this game, you have to collect all the crops and all the trees and all the blah blah blah. The only thing I can think of that I haven't really collected is lichen trees. Or lichen trees, whatever they're called. So if we do have a chance to get those, I will take it, but I doubt we will. It is spring, it is cold still for a tropical area, and a lot of them die in certain climates, and it's really hard to cultivate them, so, but we'll see. We'll give it a shot. And in the meantime, my goal is to get to this last lore location at a reasonable time. So we're definitely going to have to move quickly. Alright, here we go. Oh, we got the, hungry. Definitely seeing even more indication of the warm climate here. There's another cypress tree. That's a natural cypress. So it's good to know that if we ever run out, we'll have plenty over here. Except for the server, we'll take away all of those too. Okay, go on food now. And here's an acacia tree coming up. I don't mean to make that. These were all olive, pomegranate, orange. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just keep heading Heading south. Got papyrus here. Got some sunflowers. We do have these fern trees up here. This is often a sign of a more higher rainfall. Still warm though. And you can see almost a change in color of the sky there. There's the moon, by the way. Okay, so we're here. I need to get down here. Let's go over this way and take a right if we can. Beautiful papyrus. I do love this vibe. Even though you don't get the 4 seasons in a place like this, you do get this beautiful papyrus. And I do like that. And that's why we collected some of it early on. And these fern trees that aren't capable of being transplanted. And then here is kapok. And chickens. All right, let's take a swim here. We do have a pot here. I haven't broken one of those in a while. Seed. I guess I'll. Oh, we got some pumpkins. I could use those. That's fine. Far less concerned about changes to the natural environment at this point, since it's going to be gone anyway. All right. And this island is very lush. And okay. And we got rain coming in. Sweet. Just like my real life right now. We are in claystone again, which is my castle block that I've used. Alright, so let's go over here. This is all new lands for me. So it's fun to see what the game gives us here. Alright. That is quite the mountain formation there. It looks like limestone. Although it might well be this... It is limestone, okay, yeah. I really don't have the wherewithal to climb up there right now, so I'm gonna go a little bit over to the side. Somebody has been there, it looks like. It might have been me. Frankly, that makes sense. And that is weird, too. What is going on here? That's weird. This looks like somebody built here. Hard to say for sure, but I think it's a sign of development there. Not much. Somebody probing, maybe, finding a dungeon or two. Not sure what that is. It'd be hilarious if it was all me and I just forgot. Alright, where are we at? Okay, we're here. We need to go even further over to the left. We're very close to the last site now. See, and this kind of thing makes me so suspicious. Yep. And that's not my style. That's something somebody else would have done. So yeah, that's a sign of somebody else coming along here and making a little marking that there's copper down there. I don't think that is worth 2 dirt chunks. I think it's worth just a map marker, but you know, whatever, people are different. Alright. And that's K-pop, yeah. Okay. So, still very lush area here, as you can see. Very rolling hills with medium fertility soil, or MFS, as I've literally heard somebody call it on a stream before. It's like I thought I was a vintage story nerd. But when you start abbreviating medium fertility soil as MFS, I mean, that's a lot. Okay, here we go. Apple. Yellow apple. Very lovely. These hills are very beautiful. Okay, now I need to get diagonally this way. Oof. Interesting place. Somebody just threw a rock. I think it was a drifter, but got these fun plants. Got some quartz. But I'm not gonna stop now. We're so close. I'm very, very close. Alright, here we go. Alright, we're very close. So now we'll go right across here to our final lore location. Right in the middle of this beautiful limestone. Galaxtria, the beautiful, beautiful, rich, prosperous port city of the Dastrian Empire that was destroyed in the Great Rotting. And it's right here. Alright. And Galaxtria is here. And it's overtaken by gorillas now. Galaxtria, the Dastrian port city, was located here. Prior to the Great Rotting, Dastrians used this city as the trading hub, connect their imperial colonies to the northwest. Galaxtria is thought to be built on an older site by the ancient pre-Zuplai people, the Yobron people, for those who've been paying attention in today's video. Anyway, this is a beautiful ruin right on this limestone chalk area. Gorillas live here now, but it was once a great city. Okay, so that does it for the lore tour. Thanks if you watched this video. Awesome. Sorry for all the pauses and the long traveling with me kind of zoning out and just trying to travel as fast as I can. But that does it. And now we've documented all of our lore locations, so I'm very pleased about that. Anywho, I will see you next time whenever I do another video about Vintage Story. But for now, that's going to do it for today. So we will see you then. Hang on. Onions. Ugh, dreadful.